Hello and welcome to my channel Weird is the New Black. My name is Kat and this is a pick a card reading for spiritual guidance on your situation. So what does Spirit have to say about your situation, maybe things that you've gone through? Stack number 1 is the Tiger's Eye here. Stack number 2 is a Sodalite. Looks very dark, but it's actually bluestone. Stack number 3, this beautiful teal and white stone. Like, I don't know what it is, but I love it. Stack number 4, this beautiful smoky quartz. So please do just take a moment, take a breath, and be drawn to your particular stack. Just be drawn towards it, so that you make sure that you're engaging with the spiritual energies that are coming to engage with you. So just take a moment and I will see you on the other side. Hello stack number 1s and welcome. This is for those of you that chose this Tiger's Eye here. So we have Maya illusion, the Erinese, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, crisis, Hecate, crossroads, and Sheila and the Gig, opening. Okay, and then we have faith, ritual and magic, ignition, spark, chemistry, destiny, synchronicity and luck, and illusion, fantasy and pretense. Okay, so we have illusion twice here, which is interesting. I really do feel that you're pulling the veil back and having to come to terms with new truths that have made themselves clear to you. But although there is a reluctance to look at that, but I think that this is putting you in a crisis, an energetic, potentially energetic crisis of, I feel that you feel like you've lost spark, you've lost chemistry. Maybe within a partnership, or one of you feels happy with it and the other doesn't. And this may be, you know, I think that it's you that doesn't. And that might be what this crisis is about. If that relates to you, this relationship is possibly somebody is a bit dependent on the other person's kind of ability to make things happen, or, you know, move the energy. This is a crisis of faith, of ritual and of magic. And I feel like there's elements of kind of religious, yeah, definitely, potentially religious, ritualistic or magical practices that you feel you need to step away from, or that are causing you a real crisis about what it is that you believe, what you understand to be, you know, what you relate to words like destiny. I'm getting very strong ancestral energy coming from these cards. It's weird. I think some of you may have Mediterranean heritage. Some of you may have very ancient Celtic, pre-Christian, but on the cusp of Christian heritage, like strong faith energy that has kind of existed in your family over multiple generations is what I'm getting. There have been some significantly devoted people in your bloodline. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel like a lot of this energy that you're contending with is like sort of ancestral karmic energy. I also feel like you're lifting the lid on things that you've put faith into, that, you know, now you just don't work for you. But there's a reluctance to see it, and some of you may be keeping up a pretense that everything is okay, or that you're open to those belief systems, but I'm not buying it, because I feel like there's a crisis, a psyche, a crisis of the psyche, a crisis of thinking about what it is that you believe, what it is that you want. Because this is strong instinctual energy and this fire energy. I also feel that some of you may be hesitant to approach somebody for fear that it could be combustible. For the combination of your energies is combustible. But there's also a crisis energetically. So maybe some of you are having to choose between two people. I think, one of those people may be like, you may have strong, passionate energy with it. It may result in conflict. Another of those people, they just don't light your fire. And Spirit is saying, so that it leaves one option, which is the third way, which is to focus on you and your destiny, which this Spirit is saying it's orchestrated this crisis so that you do step into your calling and meet your destiny on the pathway, meet your destiny on the road. Hecate is the goddess of pathways. She was worshipped where 3 roads intersect. So what we have here is like a strong push from Spirit to take the third option, to take the third avenue, because this indecisional energy, this crisis of decision, and this has reminded me of the 2 of Wands here, is crippling. It's leaving you feeling overwhelmed and feeling emotional, but maybe like that's hidden from view, like you've lost faith in your journey. It may feel hazardous, dangerous, unpredictable. You may be confronting dark emotional energies, but you are massively accompanied by spiritual forces. There's enormous spiritual energy accompanying you in this space. And I'm getting courage, little one. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, that's so lovely. Courage, little one. And I'm getting very strong, like sacred masculine divinity, like God energy. So I'm feeling that, and sacred feminine energy, ancient sacred, like crone energy here. And this is ancient in your lineage. This is ancient. This is God and goddess force in strong element. So whether you believe in God or the goddess or both or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Those energies want to say that they're receptive to you. It's like the feminine energy is waiting for you, waiting to receive your decision, and the male energy is trying to help you make that decision, like take action, take the step. That's what I'm hearing. Just one step. And all of this can be left behind, all of this drama, all of this, and it is very dramatic, this feeling. And then you may feel that, there's a lot that's hidden from view, or that you haven't seen before. You're perceiving things completely differently. New eyes, I'm hearing. Spirit says you've got new eyes. I'm seeing somebody go into a church, kneel down and have a wafer put on their tongue. This is like sanctifying, consecrating, making holy your journey. Spirit wants to make holy your journey and show you that all of this energy is part of you meeting your destiny and you being called to follow your pathway, not other people's pathways. I think, if as well, somebody else might be needy because there's a crisis going on in their life, and Spirit is saying, no, you've got your own stuff to deal with. You need to look after yourself here. You need to deal with your crisis and get support. Spirit is saying look to them for support, but also get support in a maybe like counsel even, because this is psyche energy. That's what I'm feeling like. You know, talking to somebody older and wiser could really sort your head out. That's what I'm feeling. Yes, spiritual counsel. And that's why I'm seeing somebody go into the church and like looking for spiritual counsel. The spirit is like, you know, come into the spiritual church here, like move into your sacred spiritual energy. It doesn't have to be a church, although I am feeling lots of church energy in this. It can, but say ancient sacred spaces are very significant here. And you may know a particular space that's very old, and I'm feeling stones and pathways. And again, you might even have a 3-point intersection pathway somewhere nearby, but I'm feeling like old stone chapel. And it's like a sanctuary. I'm hearing Sanctum Mundi. I have no, is that Spanish? Italian? Bloody Latin? I maybe that means something to somebody. I have no clue what that is. Maybe it's the name of something. I don't know. I'll have to Google it afterwards and find out. But Sanctum Mundi is what I'm hearing. Weird. Okay, and there is and Spirit is saying there's an energy around this kind of consecration which is very simplistic, and I feel like you have to get rid of messy or confused belief structures. Like, get rid of anything that doesn't serve you. Keep it simple. Spirit's like, keep it simple. Faith is faith, whatever denomination or expression, or faith is faith, and faith moves mountains. So this is, you know, a crisis of faith in particular traditions, maybe particularly ritualistic traditions and particular ways of expressing your magic. Maybe you've had modes or ways of doing things that you've set to, but now you're ready to kind of clear out the pantheon, if you want. It's like some of you, there's just too many gods and you just want a few less. Some of you just want one single clear vision. I'm hearing one vision by Queen. You might want to listen to that song. There is, the Spirit says this faith that, you know, coming to terms with truth will give you a whole different perspective on how this synchronicity stuff works. And I'm getting that you have to release, you have to let go, maybe let die, let the match go out. Don't try and keep the fire moving. It's only a temporary fix, is what I'm hearing. You know, matches burn out super quick. Don't expend your energy and feel exhausted. Yeah, this is very complex and it's very deep. There's lots of subconscious energy going on here, and I feel like a lot of you confronting your childhood shyness or insecurity about and that's kind of dark night of the soul energy that might have been put you in a crisis. It may be that, like I say, some of you have had, you know, indoctrination in your upbringing, and you're breaking free of things that you haven't questioned before, potentially you're questioning now, and that's creating, the Spirit's like, feels really overwhelming, but it's actually going to open up your world, is what I'm feeling. There's a picture of a globe here, and things that you thought weren't possible were just fantastical, or just pretend, you will experience as a reality. And that's really magical energy, strong magical energy in this Hecate, goddess of magic as well, I think. And this staff here, this energetic staff, and these two matches, that reminds me of the Two of Wands. Add this staff to its Three of Wands. This is an opportunity coming. And I feel like you feel like there's a window of time that you've got to jump for this opportunity, because you've got this, you know, it doesn't take long to burn down a match. So this might be anxious sort of panic in terms of time frame of how long you've got before this decision is made for you, kind of energy. So whatever this decision is, it could be walking away from a third party situation. It could be walking away entirely, like from both parties involved, is what I'm hearing. You know, both parties at the same time may walk away from you, or somebody that you may be one of the parties, but if you're walking away, the other party also is walking away at the same time. That's crazy, but that's a message I'm getting for some of you. And some of you obviously won't involve a third party situation at all, and the crisis is one of spirit. It's a spiritual crisis about making decisions. Spirit is saying now's the time to put your hand on the tiller of the boat. You know, you need to steer here. This is that white water energy, like rapids. So you can't just bury your head and hide from making a decision. So don't be tempted to do that. Spirit is saying, you know, this is a time when you step forward and you steer your course. You can't leave it up to luck. Not in white water, you can't. You know, that's dangerous to leave it up to luck. You need to confront whatever it is that you're afraid of here and let die something that needs to be let go of, because it's hellish. It's hellish, this three-headed dog, Cerberus. It's like energy here. It's like hellish. I always associate this dog with the underworld. That's Greek mythology, but I don't know whether this goddess is older, but something tells me there may be older. There's real magic at work here, and there's massive and it's behind the scenes. This is the black moon, the dark moon is you can't perceive at the moment the extraordinary synchronicity that's coursing through this, because when we're caught in a crisis, it's so emotional. It's been emotional. That's what I want to say. That's probably like, it's been emotional. Vinnie Jones, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels emotional. It's been emotional. And I do feel like, you know, he says that with very limited expression. I do feel like, you know, you're not showing on the outside how emotionally turbulent this could potentially be on the inside, which is why I feel that you need to go and seek out assistance. Do it quietly if you need to. There's a sense of wanting to be quiet, wanting to be left alone, wanting to be in your own space, trying to work out something in your head here. And it's forceful. It's really forceful. You feel really buffeted. I'm getting a lot of wind energy of this. Yeah, and I feel like there's something you may really desire, but this can be Ace of Wands energy with this flame. Something you may really desire, but you're worried to go near it because the whole thing could go boof, combust, explode. Yeah, I'm seeing very strong spiritual force at play and strong ancestral energy. Spirit's saying not all your ancestors are great mates. Some of your ancestors might be trying to dogmatically push you in different directions, and you may not even be aware that that spiritual energy is around you. But, you know, don't be fixed, be flexible is what I'm hearing. You need to be flexible with this new sensation, and with yourself. Very gentle, TLC. I'm hearing that. Courage, little one. This gentle, tender, godlike energy that is stepping in to try and offer protection over here, and this beautiful, ancient, crone-like, wise energy that's trying to get you to receive a different level of spiritual messaging. This is something so holy about this. It's so holy. It's so sacred. I don't know what your ancestors were up to, but there's something extraordinarily special for me in this energy. I've never encountered anything like this before in a reading. Yeah. You're going to open up and you're going to see the things that you previously thought were just nonsense are actually real. But you have to get rid of the things that you are beginning to understand are nonsense, even though you've up until this point considered them a reality. And you're throwing away, not throwing away because I think it needs to be discarded, but you're removing like a layer of confusion. And some of you might be in that confusion, but you don't worry, it's going to dissipate. I mean, look at the rapidity that you go from a crisis to a decisional energy. And there's something very calm about her, Hecate here. There's something very calm, but I do feel that association of needing to let go. You've got to let go of something here, and that, well, Spirit's definitely encouraging you to do so, because they don't want your spark to go out, and they don't want your faith to be like extinguished, is what I'm hearing. You know, you need to have faith, but you don't have to put it in in certain ways of expression or in certain doctrines, or but if you do that, Spirit, if you do commit to a certain religious pathway, is what I'm hearing, then choose to commit to it fully. But if something doesn't sit right with you, it needs to go. There's no point in hanging on to it and causing yourself turmoil. It needs to go, and you need to clear that away and set yourself free, is what I'm hearing. Whatever decision sets you free of being tied to a black or a white or a left or a right or an A or a B energy, then that's the right decision. That's the pathway. The unknown is what I'm hearing, which is bringing up fear. Opening up to the unknown, to a whole new world. Yeah, you're opening up to a whole new world, people. Yeah, get on a magic carpet, Aladdin. It really is like huge magical energy, and you may be dealing with two very different types of ancestry that would seemingly be very oppositional. So you might feel kind of split in the way that you want to go, like, but this ancestral energy in your blood, it pulls you in very two polar different directions. But you can conquer that by going on the third pathway, your version of events, where you blend the two together. So bring the God energy in with the goddess energy, and I'm feeling like this goddess energy is associated with like the paganistic, magical, nature orientated spiritual realm, and that the yang energy, this God energy, is associated with this traditional paternal fatherly energetic, and they need to be blended together. There needs to be a balance. So this third avenue kind of mixes those two into a very specific frequency, which is very specifically yours. Wow, I mean, this is real deep stuff here. And anyway, I think the Spirit's saying, you know, have courage, have faith. They are there. When you let go, you will feel freer, cleaner, clearer. It's saying get rid of the clutter, the cluttered beliefs, and start with what you feel that you know in your heart as true. And even if it's just one thing, that's enough. Spirit says that's enough. If it's one thing that you want to put your faith into, put it into them. Put it into the fact that you are loved and supported, and it's not judging your journey, because I think some of you may be feeling judged or are judging yourself, or yeah, or just feel that you don't know what to do. You can turn your back on this dramatic, illusionary space where things that you thought were true are not true at any time. And Spirit's like, the sooner you do this, the better, because it doesn't want you to burn out. And then a new world will begin, and you literally, you can't even imagine what's up ahead, is what I'm being told. You can't even imagine. You're going to feel a connection with Spirit in the way that you never did before. And if you've struggled with the God energy, and I'm hearing that some of you, like as women, a lot of you will have struggled with the concept of God as a divinity because of it, you know, the associations of sort of that kind of religious ethos and the damage that it's done. There is you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, is what I'm saying. That do connect with the divine, the sacred masculine energy. Sacred masculine energy. And if you're a man, connecting with the sacred feminine energy. Actually, no, I'm hearing again, you might have a problem with the sacred masculine energy more than the sacred feminine. But either way, there needs to be a marriage of these two avenues, or these two polar differences between, you know, me, myself, and I kind of thing. Me, myself, and I. They need to get together and get on. All right then. I think that's all I've got for you. Stack number 1. I do hope that resonated, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share. Thanks so much. Bye. Hello to those of you who chose stack number 2. This is the Sodalite stone. So we're going to see what we've got for you here. So first card, Sulis, illness and wellness. Then Durga, boundaries. Kali, fear. Hestia, hearth and home. Excuse me. And then clarified by risk, danger and thrill. Sacred, precious and divine. Plan, organize and navigate. Release, freedom and forgiveness. Okay. So the first card that's really stepping out to me is the boundaries card here, is Durga. And I feel like the first message here is one of strong boundaries. And I think that either some of you are gearing up to this, or some of you are already past this. So you have to decide where you sit on the timelines with these readings. But Spirit is saying, like, boundaries is absolutely essential, and you're having to put up a strong boundary here, and you're being encouraged to do so as well. Spirit is saying to me, if you're not doing this, it needs to be more enforced. For some of you, you need to be very clear about your line in the sand, how far you're going to go in a situation or with somebody else whereby that person may have caused immense or is causing destruction. And we've got Kali's energy here, the goddess, the Hindu goddess of destruction, but also creation, because the two go together in Hinduistic philosophy, that, you know, things need to be destroyed in order to be reborn. And Spirit's given me the image of a eucalyptus tree. So forest fires cause the eucalyptus to be completely decimated, but it's the heat that they need in order to germinate the seed. So that's what I'm feeling is very relevant to you, that this is a big fat lesson in boundaries regarding self-care. And I'm drawn to the sacred, precious and divine energy of this cup here, which reminds me obviously of the Ace of Cups, which is a self-care card, which is humanitarian as well. And I'm seeing that Spirit says that, you know, without these boundaries, your health is impacted, your sense of well-being is impaired, feels at risk, feels in jeopardy. Some of you maybe dealing with somebody who's very destructive, and they're saying attacks in order to defend themselves, or preempts this kind of strength of energy, and reacts very strongly to being given limitation, to being told no. I'm hearing this is a very stubborn energy that some of you may be dealing with. A stubborn person that you may be dealing with. I feel like you've been through really turbulent water with this card, and I'm getting white water energy, which interestingly enough I picked up in deck number 1 as well. But the risk here, I feel like you've come from a space of being, I'm seeing like knocked about, like in like washing machine, a kind of spin cycle emotionally, particularly with all this water energy here. Some of you may be water signs or dealing with one, but regardless, this has been an emotionally turbulent journey. And I think maybe some of you were attracted to something that was risky, but also very thrilling. So it could be somebody as well. But I'm getting that this person is kind of hooked on the risk, hooked on the danger element. And this is something that may have dragged you down they may have dragged you down with them, is what I'm hearing, or they'd like to drag you down with them into their emotional turbulent space, whereas you're just kind of escaping. You may have kind of hit land. I'm seeing a river with a really like turbulent whitewater section that you've got hooked in, kind of been tossed about, like completely tossed about, been battered and bruised by this experience, and then finally sort of crawled out exhausted onto the shore. So some of you have been just extremely busy as well, like full on, like busy energy, not really having a chance to come up for air is what I'm feeling like your head was underwater here, that, you know, all you want to do is just take a breath. And I'm feeling that breath is very important as advice for you here. Like the inhalation, taking a deep breath to get relief in the situation. I feel like you're extrapolating yourself from whatever this emotional turbulence was, but there's still an area in this card where her feet are attached to weeds. And I'm feeling that this situation, this energy, this person, whatever, has been trying to kind of keep you under, keep you down, so that you don't see the light. This could be a truth. This could be your own spiritual light is what I'm hearing as well here, because of this divine energy. So you're trying to get to this place of illumination. In fact, you're right there. You can see the light. So this is what is extracting you from this turbulent, emotional, confusing, disorientating space. Oh, okay. So some of you have felt physically disorientated, like dizziness. That's for some of you, and it's due to like feeling like emotionally knocked about, or feeling dizzy has left you feeling emotionally knocked about, and getting a sense of like depletion and tiredness. But you're on the healing road. There's this Sulis, who's the goddess of the cleansing waters, and I live like pretty close to Bath, and the ancient name for the Roman baths was Aqua Sulis. Sulis was the healing goddess. So I'm getting that spirit's offering you a different type of water energy here, a much more fulfilling one in the space of your own connection to that energy. Some of you may be very insightful, very intuitive, very empathic, very sensitive. Spirit says you're very precious. You're so precious to Spirit. The gifts that you have, the way that you hold yourself in the world is very masterfully, it's masterful sacred energy in this reading. And I think that you are really beginning to connect with that. You may not have seen how capable you were. And this tumultuous experience that you've been through has shown you not just your strength and your capacity to get to a point where you can recover, but also your spiritual capability to reach and receive spiritual spaces and get messages. And Spirit is saying, we've got your back, and we are also enforcing these boundaries. We want to protect you from this destructive energy that has this risky and dangerous energy, but we're gearing you up in your battle outfit. So Spirit's getting you to get into warrior mode or warrioress mode, where it's dressing you for battle. And the battle is one with fear. It's with your fear of confronting or laying down like boundaries or delineations or conclusions to things. And Spirit says that, you know, you are a warrior energy. This is warrior energy, and it wants you to reach your tiger soul, your tiger self. Yeah, it's really wonderful. But don't push it, is what they're saying, because you are still recovering. A lot of you are still recovering because it's been full on. And I'm getting that if it was a person that has caused this situation, or relationship that you've been involved in, then it was really, really good or really, really bad. Like when it was good, it was really fantastic. You felt like really well, really, like it made you feel alive is what I'm feeling. It made you feel alive, and that might be of initial feeling, or adventurous, or that you know you were in new waters, which is always exciting. But Spirit says that it's part of the divine plan that you've gone through this space. It needed to familiarize you somehow with this kind of emotional turbulence, so that you would encounter your need for stronger boundaries, but also to connect you with your spiritual ascension. And I do feel that for this particular part, the people that I'm reading for are very spiritually aware of themselves and very capable of hearing their intuition. I'm getting as well that in this situation, whether it's if it's a person, they did not treat you as sacred or precious. I think that they turned their back on this, and for some of you, this could be a spiritual connection with this individual. So we are talking soulmate, twin flame energy, and you were made to feel very unwell or very unworthy, or really hit you hard. You just didn't feel yourself, or maybe some of you still don't quite feel you yet, but you're getting your strength back, and Spirit's really backing that up. I mean, look how many arms this woman has. She's a one-woman army. So, I mean, I do feel like there's multiple things going on spiritually as well, possibly behind your back. I mean, look, Carly's adding to the arms here. There's many arms, many helping hands is what I'm getting for you in this, from the spiritual realm. And I think it's working with you and also behind the scenes for you. It has a sacred plan in mind here. Look, sacred plan. This is part of the navigating, getting you to navigate towards a space of, I mean, check this, release, freedom and forgiveness. And that is a beautiful, clear perspective energy coming in with this card for me. It's part of having to confront fears. Now, some of these fears may be around, like I say, setting down boundaries. Some of them may be around perceiving and understanding that your self-worth is something that sometimes you need to fight for. Spirit says it's not all like peaceful and holy. You know, sometimes you encounter negative forces that have to be stood up to or stood against It's like spiritual battling, but the way that they go about it is very different from the way humans go about battling. So this kind of battle is an internal one where you master your own space, and in determining what you will and won't accept, you feed your health and your well-being, especially emotionally, and things become calm much quicker. So I think possibly you've left behind this tumultuous energy because there's such a shift in vibe between the first section and second section of this reading. Some of you may be worried about making new plans or navigating a new pathway. That's what I'm feeling. You're worried that also that setting down boundaries is going to create a strong provocative reaction, and that you're going to have from another person or from a situation, and you're going to have to make new plans. But you need to release on the fear. Kali is here to show you that once you confront your fear, and look at Durga, I mean, she's just about to shoot with a bow and arrow the goddess of destruction, and it's like Kali's not noticing. So you are literally shooting down fears at this point. You're coming up to the point where you're like, no, I'm not having this anymore. I'm tired of feeling worried or anxious. I'm tired of feeling that I'm afraid of other people's reactions or the strength in which they are combative potentially as well. And you're in this time, like the energy is coming in for you to kind of go, right. The spirit's like, this is like a focus, like they show me an arrowhead. This is just like, right, you've got to pierce through this blockage because it's trying to bring you peace, Hestia, hearth and home. It's trying to bring you home to yourself is what I'm getting. Spirit is trying to draw you in to you. There's a lot of heart chakra energy here for me. She's holding a flame in front of her heart. I'm drawn to this cup card as being heart chakra space. I feel like you're having to guard your heart, or guard the things that are sacred or precious to you, and stand up for them. You know, stand up for the things that you believe in, stand up for your own divinity, your own inner worthiness. And other people may well be projecting their fears, or you may have encountered some projection of of somebody else's fear into your space, and that's not acceptable. They've made it untenable. Basically, you have to put down these boundaries, or you know, this water, this sacred cup will be spilled over, and that's your self-worth. And I do feel like, because you've been through this kind of washing machine energy, but you've sort of come out, there is a sense still of vulnerability, but you're now treasuring that which is close to you. And the spirit is saying, be thrilled by the divine, be thrilled by yourself and how sacred you are, because you are the cup to the divine. You are this cup to spiritual forces. There is strong support in spiritual way for you, strong, and they want you to know that it's very, very powerful. They've got you, and in confronting this fear, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of it. Now, some of you may be, because we've got Hestia, hearth and home here, you may be considering relocating, or maybe this destructive energy has actually been caused within a family setup, a domestic setup, or a home space. At the very least, I feel that it's impacted your relationship with your environment and how comfortable you feel within it. You may have felt there may be a fear of isolation within that space, or a fear of having, like I say, having to change or move on from that particular energy and release it. Because forgiveness is here, I'm thinking that, you know, somebody really did damage, or that a situation was very tumultuous and very difficult, and you have to release on that. And this requires you forgiving yourself, is what I'm hearing. It's interesting with forgiveness. I mean, we're encouraged a lot spiritually to forgive people when they've wronged us, but that is far easier said than done. And I just don't think that it should be forced, this energy, not at all. I think that if you're ready to forgive, you just will. It just happens. The more you focus on yourself and feeling better, the more that you can connect with the forgiveness energy, the more that you heal, the more that you'll naturally release something. But whatever you do, do not push yourself to forgive somebody, and I'm hearing, who might not be sorry. So when we're asked to forgive somebody who's not sorry, that's even harder. And if it puts you in a space of conflict, then don't do it, is what I'm hearing. You just allow yourself to feel freer, and the forgiveness energy then comes. But some of you, this may be like a parental figure. So it could be a mother or a father, or it could be a sibling even, because of this hearth and home energy, or maybe one of your children's played up as well. But I am getting strong familial energy for some of you. I think if you're dealing with a romantic counterpart, like a twin flame connection or a soulmate connection here, I do feel like this has had an impact on your living space, and you want to let go of that now. And it's interesting because she's holding the fire, and the fire is what, like, flares in order to let this balloon travel. There may be more sort of flexibility about kind of traveling away from home, or traveling to a new sense of home, or thinking about home in a different way, about bringing it back to the self again, bringing it back to home is where the heart is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing the Wizard of Oz. I'm seeing her get into the hot air balloon at the end of the film, where they set off to take her home. Yeah, I'm really seeing Wizard of Oz energy here. So, which is all meant, like, for her, it was fated, it was a destined journey. She was meant to arrive, she was meant to accidentally kill the witch and all the rest of it. And on the way, you know, she encounters the different energies that look for courage, that look for intelligence, that, you know, look for heart. And I feel like you're going to be gifted all of those awarenesses of yourself. You have all of those things, and Spirit wants you to know that. Some of you might be feeling a little bit bolted down by plans that are in the offing, or that a plan that you have to travel to a situation. You're really hoping that it's going to go easy, and that you can sort of release on having things too kind of set or formed as well. You maybe need to break away from kind of feeling a little bit, I think you can box yourself in with the plans. I also feel like for fear for some of you is a fear of making plans, is a fear of organizing yourself, of navigating. I think that plans have gone awry in the past, and that you kind of, there's a fear of putting new plans in place because of expectation. That's part of the shadow self, and that again the expectation needs to release, because the hot air balloon is a very interesting form of transport. Is similar to kind of sailing energy, in that you have to work with the elements. You can't launch or land without the conditions being right, and you have no real way of navigating your course or direction. You kind of land where you land, and it's reliant on the wind factors, and you can steer to a degree, but you're not in charge of the direction. And I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, we're in charge of the direction, and the release is like releasing of the reins of trying to head in a specific direction, to head somewhere that you had in mind, but actually you're encountering different things, or you will be encountering different things on your journey. I'm feeling the creative force of Kali now coming forward in this. I feel like some of you need to get creative with your home environment and put the life back into that. I feel like maybe you're out a lot, or that you haven't, you know, invested like your heart and soul into your space, into your home. This could be as simple as like redecorating or rearranging furniture even, or kicking out stuff that weighs you down. Releasing baggage is what I'm hearing. You need to, this buoyancy energy, this coming up for air energy, it's about releasing and detangling from situations. And I'm seeing guide ropes now that tether this balloon to the ground, and I'm seeing Spirit say, okay, it's ready to release the guide ropes. Like you're ready to really go from a place of feeling with you had your head underwater to kind of flying high here, and it will give you a sense of freedom. Some of you may want to spend a lot of time at home. If you're not spending time at home, Spirit is encouraging you to do so, and that in your own contemplation and enjoying your own environment and having lots of peace and quiet, you are releasing on past turbulent energies, past fearful spaces. But again, there might be a fear about, for somebody out there, there's a fear of going home because somebody that you're with is very aggressive. For you, specifically, if that resonates, you need to go. This is not okay. Spirit says this is not okay. And they're doing their best to defend, but you must take the steps to release and let go. Let go. You could feel codependent in a space, or that you wouldn't have a home maybe, but where you lay your hat is your home. I'm hearing that as well. And it's saying, well, maybe time for a little bit of an adventure, maybe time to let go of some kind of plan that you had concerning your domestic setup, concerning your situation. And this has been difficult. I'm not saying at all that this is an easy space, but it's changed your direction. It's changed, Spirit's changed your pathway. It's given you a new sense of direction. And when you've removed this fear energy, you will feel that very, very strongly. So, you know, look at this. It's like thrilling, divine, navigate, forgiveness, or, you know, risking a precious plan and releasing it. So it's really spelling it out for me here. Anyway, I really do hope that that resonated with you. Do know that Spirit's with you, and keep those boundaries fully in place. Yeah, warrior energy, stack number 2. That's what Spirit wants you to connect with. Anyway, if it did resonate, please like and subscribe and share. And I appreciate very much your lovely comments and your wonderful support. And hello to my new subscribers. And I'm just so blown away by how quickly YouTube has come to support me on this journey, and I'm really very grateful for that. So thank you. Hello and welcome, stack number 3. This is for you that chose this lovely green and white stone here. So what have we got for you? So we have Bridget, inspiration. Bridget, I won't say inspiration. I think she's Welsh. Rhiannon, another Welsh one. Doubt, maybe some of you are Welsh. Mayat, justice. And Sedna, victim. And then this is clarified by hide, manipulate and trick. Skill, elevation and success. Shame, sorrow and guilt. Place, area, environment. This is interesting. I'm picking up 2 frequencies straight off the bat for this, like 2 different perspectives. So this could be somebody that you're dealing with and you. So you really do have to take what resonates out of this. Or it could be a situation, but that's not for that many of you. I think this is a person. Okay, so Bridget, this wonderful goddess, keeper of the sacred flame in the Celtic mythologies, the light that never goes out, and the triple-headed goddess here in relationship to moon energy as well. I always associate that with, but also the muses. So this is where the inspiration comes in. There's musical energy here. There's a kind of a lighting up of a creative space, and inspired. It's reminding me of the sun card. I'm feeling a lot of like illuminated energy, and I think a lot of you have illuminated a trickster. You've shed light on somebody who's hiding in the dark, is what I'm hearing. And for some people watching, you are the person that has engaged in manipulation or trickery, and now you're seeing the light about how it was just a mask. It's just a pretense. It's like a version of yourself that is not actually in alignment or real to who you are. So if you're dealing with this person, you may have cast light in this space. You may have like gone in with a giant flashlight and gone, I can see you and this is what you're doing. Yeah, there ain't no creeping up on you in this cave. Like, it might have taken a bit to get this inspiration. I'm feeling that this inspiration is very spiritually received. So you may have followed an intuitive understanding, and that's been clarified, is what I'm saying, what I'm feeling here. There's a clarification energy where spirit is saying, yes, you've illuminated trickery. You've illuminated very manipulative, a very tricky trickster energy who has kept things hidden, who's kept themselves hidden, and who's worn a mask, who's presented an image of themselves which is not accurate, not true. And now I'm seeing that mask has fallen off. There ain't no hiding anymore. There's no hiding. And that's actually very inspirational energy to shed light on, even though that's obviously tricky. It's tricky to navigate. It's tricky to come to terms with. It's tricky to see. And it may be as well that for a lot of you, natural creative gifts have been hidden, that maybe are coming to light. And you could have been telling yourself that you didn't have that, because there's doubt here as well. I don't have the capability. I don't have the skills to pursue these natural talents, these things that I'm really inspired by. And I'm getting for some of you, it could be music, could be theatre, could be some kind of performance related energy, but definitely there's an artistic flavour about this for me. So this beautiful energy of Bridget has illuminated, and it cast inspiration. You're newly inspired. You can see from every angle this manipulation, this trickster energy. And this could be in the past as well, because these are the first cards. And as I've said to the other stacks, you have to decide where you sit on the timelines here. Because some of you could be just coming into this experience. Some of you may be heading out of it. So for some of you, I feel like this is quite recent energy, and that you've seen the light. You've seen the light. This person or situation that you're dealing with was hidden for some time, is what I'm hearing. And they managed to get you to doubt yourself. Doubt Rhiannon. She's falsely accused in the Celtic story of killing her own child, which she doesn't do. Killing and eating her own child. And they kind of set her up to look like a murderess, and she has to suffer kind of penance due to somebody else's manipulation, due to somebody else's trickery. And I feel like in a similar way, this has kind of happened, that your inspiration, you've really doubted the inspiration, maybe of the connection that you've had with this person, or the relationship, or this situation, but you've doubted yourself, is what Spirit's saying. And Spirit's like, do not do that. You are so skilled. You're so skilled. This doubt is something that has needed, or is being overcome, so that Spirit can see that, so that Spirit can show you your elevation, show you that actually success comes from revealing these things to yourself. Do not doubt this. If you are at this point thinking, is this person being tricky? Yes, yes, they are. This is undeniable trickster energy. And there's a real manipulation about that. But your skill set, your inspiration is what has shed light on this situation. Now, if you are this trickster and you're coming to terms with having manipulated or hidden your authentic self from you, because primarily that is the main focus here. It's because you doubt your own talents that you feel that you have to manipulate. And if you're dealing with this person, this is why they do this, because they're very doubtful of their own capability to attain success or to be perceived as skillful. They also might feel that they doubt the ability to have good perspective on situations, and Spirit is saying don't both doubt. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you're confronting the energies of doubtful energy, doubtful self-questioning and over self-criticism. And it's torturous, because Rhiannon's story is so difficult. It's so hard for her to come to terms with the fact that, with what she perceives to be the truth, that she's done something wrong. And Spirit is saying, if you've been the receiving party of this trickster energy, you have not done anything wrong. That's a massively strong message that I'm hearing. You have not done anything wrong. Now, this shame and this sorrow and this guilt card, for me, it's suggesting that you may have felt very ashamed that you fell for this trick, or that you were tricked, and that you thought your skill set had a better perspective, and that you were able to kind of see through this kind of energy. And so I'm feeling that the shame area of this card has come about by feeling doubtful. Yeah, you've doubted yourself and ashamed that you know, didn't notice or hadn't seen, or something was hidden from view. Spirit saying it was hidden purposefully from you until the time was right for you to elevate yourself into an area of being able to see this, and confront these doubts, to confront these worries and fears. Now, some of you just may doubt your capabilities, doubt your skill sets, doubt your ability to achieve your dreams, maybe because you're in a creative arena, maybe because that's very competitive. But Spirit's like, that's not what they want you to do. They want you to focus on the perspective. Given time and space, you will see how talented you are. Stop hiding your light. Stop hiding whatever capability. This could be spiritual capability as well with this flame. There's real beautiful connection to creative energy here. And you may have felt that actually this person stood in the way or blocked you creatively, this trickster energy. I'm feeling like there was like pageantry about this card with this mask, that there's performances that were put on for your benefit so that they could continue to manipulate, continue to hide something that was, you know, a truth that was discovered, or something that, some truth about who they really were that has been recently revealed. Now, this person, or again, it could be you, as feeling very guilty about this behaviour. So they've elevated themselves to be able to perceive to the point where the conscience has stepped in, and Spirit says this is really like good progressive energy, because when somebody starts to feel guilty about like genuinely crappy lying or cheating, or just maneuvering behavior, evasive, I'm getting that as well, then it's because Spirit has raised their level of awareness to be able to see that this is, you know, a very negative expression of their potential talents, and that and because of that, they are coming to terms with the releasing of it. And I'm feeling tears, and I'm feeling like, yeah, then the wanting to hide away from, well, here's the justice card, from universal justice and karmic repercussions is what I'm hearing. And she's got a feather in one hand and an urn in the other, which is very interesting. I do feel that there's this, don't, what's the word? How do I want to put this? Don't be light about doubting yourself. So, you know, don't throw away lines, or, you know, confirm that don't tell yourself that you're not worthy. God, sorry, it's taken me a while to get to that message. I can feel it, but sometimes it's very difficult to put it into words. Don't take it lightly what you're capable of doing, is what I want to say as well, what you're capable of achieving if you overcome this sense of feeling restricted by your own self-doubt. It may be that you don't have proof of this manipulative or tricky energy, but Spirit is saying you've got to trust your intuition with this, because universal justice will be served in this situation. Somebody's heart is being judged, and they're feeling very, very guilty, very, very sorrowful about what's happened here. So this is definitely possibly a love relationship. It could be something to do with your work, though, as well. Somebody getting you to doubt your capability at work, or to produce things, or to come up with great ideas, or again, it's that creative energy. And there's a sense of feeling quite jealous of this from this person, because they are so doubtful of their own capacity. So don't fall into that. Don't buy into that energetic. If you're feeling that, you might be connected to their energy, or you might be just thinking, oh, well, there must be a reason why this has happened, or that they've done this to me. And the reason is because you shine, because you shed a light that they're attracted to. And Spirit is telling me all things are attracted to the light, not just other light aspects, but darker energies too. Some of you could be Libra or dealing with Libra here. There's strong Libra energy, but at the very least, this is about balancing, and it's about balancing out, and coming to terms with what you need more of, what you need less of, and you need less doubt and more inspiration is what I'm hearing. Some of you are probably made to feel very guilty in the past, or in your upbringing potentially as well here. So you're kind of used to being self-critical is what I want to say. This manipulative energy, if you are the manipulator, and you've discovered that this is that you want to do things differently, Spirit is saying well done for recognizing that. It's great energy to take the mask off. It gives you a completely different vision, a completely different view on life, and you'll be able to perceive things that you want differently. And this energy, this guilt, is difficult to master, but you will get to a point where, you know, you are able to step out of it. Spirit says that the part of this manipulation is that you tell yourself you're the victim of the circumstances, but actually it's the receiving parties that are victimized by manipulation or hidden truths. They are the victims, not you. And the sooner that you recognize that actually you're the victim of your own choices, and that you need a stronger self-belief, not less self-belief, not self-persecution or the sense of feeling persecuted, then you will release yourself. For those of you who've received this energy, justice is being served, which you'll be very happy to know. The karma is very much at play with this person. And I do feel like you really do in your heart want them to see and recognize what they've done, and recognize that you know, the urn here, that this could have ended a relationship or situation, or just been just very, very shameful behavior is what I'm hearing. Very shameful behavior, very underhand, very, I'm seeing fox, like sneaky energy. The fox in the Lenormand cards is always about tricky energy. It's like very self-serving energy, and that's what it's reminding me of. So somebody was very self-serving, and now they're paying the, you know, the karmic rewards of that, and things have ended, and they're hanging their head in shame is what I'm feeling. And that spirit doesn't want people to stay in a sense of punishment. Karma is not here to punish. Most people think that karma is here to punish. It is not. It is simply a force. It is cause and effect. It's that simple. We learn via cause and effect, and we all learn, and we all screw up. So what I want to say is that let spirit be the judge, and don't be judgmental, because it's, you know, judge not lest you be judged. That's what I'm hearing as well. So, you know, you might not know why this person has been tricky or hidden behind this mask, but it's to do with not recognizing and doubting their own skill sets, and maybe seeing skill sets in you that made them feel lesser or unworthy. So, but spirit wants them to balance out and see their capability as well here. So it's just being brought into balance at the moment is what I'm feeling. Now, some of you may have felt very victimized in regards to your home or in a particular place. So again, I'm getting an office or work environment, like, and I'm getting a physical location, physical area. So house, home, work. I'm getting as well that, you know, something might have happened in the area, like you felt victimized because something's gone down in the area, or due to the environment that you were placed within. You were victimized in an environment that maybe you felt like should have been secure with the key here, but wasn't. And I'm hearing victim of circumstances as well, that it's like that you feel like you're a victim of circumstance, potentially like being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But don't perceive it like that. Spirit does not want you to stay in this victim mentality. It doesn't. Now, Sedna's story is interesting. She's victimized, thrown into the ocean, her fingers are cut off. It's quite a brutal story, but then all this sea life is grown from her fingers here. So she like gives birth to the life in the oceans. So it's saying for some of you, yes, you have genuinely been a victim, and that's felt very much like it's impacted your environment, your sense of connection with your place or the area in which you live. But definitely you're capable of rising above this energy into something much more creative. And again, I'm getting that creative force with Bridget. I do really feel like Spirit is saying, get creative. We know how capable you are. It's time to start creating, expressing, performing. For some of you, I do feel like this mask is related to being able to kind of step out and you know, be visible to an audience that you're trying to offer in a gift to, or gifts to. So the person that you're dealing with, or if you feel like that you've been in this the trickster energy, if you have, then you're coming to terms with it and you're being very honest about it, which is great. But I do feel like playing the victim is what I'm hearing for that. This person, this manipulative energy, playing the victim, and really they are not the victim of what they choose to create in terms of being tricky or deceitful, but they are really essentially a victim of feeling that they have to hide the real self, their real self from the world. I mean, whoever you are, however you want to express yourself, it is valid, and you need to be able to step up and be confident in being, in getting validity from yourself, is what I'm hearing. So some of these this tricky energy may need constant validation from other people in order to feel less beleaguered, but often these situations come a cropper and they feel more victimized, and also they are being made a victim, a genuine victim of their circumstances, because justice is in the building, because karma's here. And this kind of justice energy is going to make sure that the payback is equal. So this person may have lost something has died. It could be you that they've lost, but they feel very, very sad about that. They feel very depressed about it. I think that wherever they are living, maybe it's not close to you, maybe this place is indicating that it's a different location or a different area that they're living in, away from you, but they hate it. Is what I'm picking up. They are hating maybe a move to a new space, or a move to a new work situation. They feel completely depleted in their environment, and probably very emotional. I'm getting quite a lot of tears here. Yeah, it's impacting their sense of feeling connected to their environment, connected to places that are familiar. May have taken on a different connotations. And certainly if you're dealing with this energy, I feel like maybe your relationship to your space, or maybe familiar spaces that you've shared with this person, are a problem. Because some of you could be feeling very victimized at home, or victimized in regards to some kind of property or some kind of rental agreement. That's what I'm getting as well here. Because it says place and not home, I'm feeling that, you know, some of you are living somewhere that may be your home, but that doesn't feel like your home. And instead of staying stagnant and feeling that you don't suit this environment, this area, or you've outgrown it, or whatever, Spirit is saying, you know, be creative and consider moving on. I don't think that's going to happen quite yet, because I do think these energies need to be sort of conquered and encountered first. But there does definitely need to be a balancing out between the doubt, the inspiration, and the sense of feeling victimized, that justice is here. And some of you need to have faith in that. And you've got to be fair. I think some of you maybe have made a decision to, you know, stop doubting, start believing in your skills. You're feeling more inspired by that, and you're rising above this sense of feeling ashamed. But I also, or that this person has shamed you with their behavior potentially as well, or embarrassed you, or made a pageant of things, or dramas of things. That's what I'm hearing as well. And I think that this justice energy is saying that you've made a decision to weigh their hearts, and you've come to the conclusion that they are not welcome in your world. If that's what you've done, they are now feeling very victimized by that decision, but it is karmically supported, is what I'm hearing. This could be a karmic connection with this person, or they could be dealing with a karmic. So this could be a twin flame energy with this flame here, but also they could be dealing with a karmic situation. Things are not going well. The other person they be dealing with may also feel very victimized, and it may also have been tricked. This could be, you know, regularly, this person could have done this on multiple occasions. They hide, they project a certain elevation, a certain skill, but then they wind up feeling very shameful. I think wherever they're at, they're not liking it. But whatever place they've landed up in, when maybe they've moved in with somebody, it's just not worked out. Maybe you moved in with them and that didn't work out, and now you're going, you know what, I'm tired of feeling victimized in my environment and having to sort of recreate your environment, like new memories I'm feeling as well being put into place there. I think that's all I've got for you, stack number 3. I really do hope that resonated with you, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share, and thank you so much for listening to the end. Bye. Hello, stack number 4. This is for you that chose the smoky quartz. An amazing stone. Apparently, if you can put a smoky quartz next to other crystals, it cleanses them for you. So, like, ultimate lazy cleansing. Brilliant. So, yeah. What have we got? Ishel, creativity. Lakshmi, abundance. Minerva, beliefs. Morgan Le Fay, rhythms. That's clarified by health, self-care and body. Law, vice and temptation. Our survey says, we don't like that one. Endure, inspire, strength. And arrival news message. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of you that are incredibly creatively talented, is what I feel. A lot of you, this is with your hands in some way, shape or form. You could be artists. She's weaving though, so it could be craftsmanship here, dexterity. So I'm seeing musical instruments as well with this. I'm also seeing fashion. Yeah, like makeup artist, design capabilities here, like really good eye, a really good eye. And I'm seeing also creativity in the physical realm. So this could be expressive physicality. So like dance or theatre. There's a hell of a lot of talent is what I'm feeling in this space. Some of you for sure could be involved in culinary creativity, like capable, really capable in the kitchen. Some of you might not feel like that. You might feel like you're lacking, but Spirit says if you're one of the people out there going, oh no, I'm not, you haven't actually lifted the lid on your skill set yet, because you're not experimenting enough, is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling actually for everybody here that this is this sort of negative energy here could be a creative block, and this creative block energy is to do with your physical well-being. You're feeling sort of lacking in drive, lacking creativity in terms of, you know, doing something new with your body, taking on some kind of new way of being healthy. Some of you may have got into particular modes or particular kind of diets as well, I'm hearing. As some of you, these are, you know, very bad habits that need to be broken. So I'm hearing as well that this could be toxic energy in terms of maybe imbalance with food. So not enough or too much. I'm hearing as well, this could be sort of alcohol or drug addiction energy, or this could be kind of an addiction to a person or a situation which is really alluring or looks great from the outside, or they look great. But it's not positive energy is what I'm picking up. It's like bad habit. It's like trying to escape some kind of vice-like hold is what I'm getting from this card. Yeah, Spirit's encouraging definitely more repertoire. I think it's with your diet. I think maybe different ingredients. I'm seeing a lot of fresh vegetables here, and I'm seeing a little bit of a prawn here. So maybe a pescatarian diet actually, and maybe just for a month even is a good piece of advice here for some of you. I think this will really help look after your heart. And I think some of you are really having to deal with, or have dealt with, a snake in the grass here. Somebody who's created, who's bitten, is poisonous, very, very poisonous, very manipulative, seductive, I'm getting that too. Vain, jealous as hell. That's the energy that's coming across. Jealous. This is a bitch think, complete bitch think energy. I'm getting quite a lot of strong feminine energy with this. So I think there's maybe a female that you dealt with or are dealing with that is just poisonous. Will do anything to suck you dry of your creative energy, your abundance. This could be, you know, financially, or take advantage of generosity as well, as I'm hearing. Health and self-care, they're just so jealous. They're jealous. They want what you want, or they've wanted what you've wanted. For some of you, this could be an ex. If so, they're very much in the female darkness energy. Again, that prostitution energy, that viciousness of, and also deeply materialistic, vain. Yeah, just loving this, just wanting attention, just able to be really bitchy, underhand. I'm hearing deceitful, lying, manipulative. Wow, this person is a piece of work. Rotten to the core. Rotten to the core. So they present this, you know, abundant front. They may be attractive. They present themselves as creative and healthy. I don't think they have any of these energies. I think that it's all a front, and they do it to lure you into that belief so they can suck you dry and then set about, I'm hearing set about undermining you and destroying you. This is strategy energy. Ooh, this person needs a feather wafted over them. If this is a person, this, you know, this could be, however, a substance or an addiction or an imbalance, like a really strong temptational energy. This could be a sexual addiction, like a real pull towards somebody who looks really good. This person may be magnetic, whether they're male or female. They have this sort of magnetism, but it's reflected glory is what I'm hearing with this moon up here. And what you don't see is the dark side, and they are, yeah, they are dark energies. This person has very little to redeem their character. And my guide is saying that this person may have a negative entity attached to them, and may have had one attached for some time, if you can relate to this. If not, if this is a toxic behavior that you're trying to kick, you're aware that it's like a negative entity with yourself, and you're kind of biting yourself. It's a self-sabotage energy. You're hurting your heart by carrying on with whatever this toxicity is. But you've got to decide where you sit on this timeline, because I think for a lot of you, this is behind you. This is finished, and it may have been finished a while ago even, because I feel like you're getting this energy back. Your health is improving. You have to be more creative about how you go about getting fitter or healthier. You have to see yourself as abundant. I think this person was very undermining, made you feel lesser, or doubt your attractiveness or your natural charisma or your capabilities or your talent or your ability to look after yourself. This could have hit you hard. This poisonous energy. I'm hearing, you know, a poisonous bite. I'm seeing Snow White as well here with this apple being offered, and not Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, when she offers the apple and Sleeping Beauty goes into a coma. It's almost like a glamour energy here. I don't think you saw this person coming. It's a snake in the grass. It's a sudden strike. I don't think you saw this person coming, that they had this agenda all the time. And I think that has put you in touch with some very dark feelings about this individual. If you've worked out this energy and you can relate to this, I do definitely feel that you've had to deal with your own share of feeling fury, or need for appraisal, or yeah, they introduced you to like a kind of level of darkness that you had never seen before. But I feel like that's all part of the journey, and it's so spirit can give you this sort of owl energy, that the ability to see through the dark, the ability to spot this a mile away, to understand that it's made you wiser, it's made you like way stronger, like you've endured because you've seen the light. There's been an inspirational energy that has assisted you, and I'm feeling very strong spiritual energy. Look at all the wings up here. I mean, this is powerful stuff up here. There's strong spiritual energy, strong spiritual support that is helping you move away from this, getting out of the pit. That's what I'm hearing. It's like this person bit you and the poison is still in your system and you're still recovering, and you may feel poisonous towards them or have felt poisonous towards them, you know, because of the shock of, you know, how dark people can be. I feel like you've realized there's a whole another level of human capability in terms of bitterness and bitchiness and envy. And I think these energies that are kind of, I don't think you'd really come across this before, is my feeling. And you're shocked at how you felt in return to this person, and you like to get away from those feelings because you know that they're toxic for you, and it's time to kind of keep going. And I'm hearing with this strength here, I'm seeing the strength card, like holding back, being able to resist. Somebody might come towards you making an offer. It could be somebody from your past. It could be a female energy, like who is maybe a former friend, or an older female as well, potentially here. Or it could be an ex. I think you'll know who this is, because once you've been bitten by a snake, you don't tend to forget them in a hurry. My guide is saying the medicinal power of the snake is the counterbalance here. The way of removing the venom is through the same sort of energetic means, so the snake energy, but in a positive sense. So he's talking about working with Kundalini energy to feel that, you know, to feel that you own your sexuality. It doesn't mean you need to go and have sex with loads of people. It just means that you feel sexy. That's different. And I feel like Spirit's like, feel sexy, feel abundant. You're beautiful and abundant and creative. And that's a positive energy for you to connect with. But if you know that you have an addiction to sex, that's not the energy for you. Actually, no, he's saying that, you know, feeling sexy, you don't need to have sex as much, because obviously you feel like you own it. It's a self energy. And a sex addiction is based on feeling attractive in terms of other people. Some of you may be overdoing it at the gym, or overdoing your eating, or underdoing your eating as well. Like, you could be neglecting eating, or you could be eating too much. There is an indulgence energy here, a sort of complacency energy that needs to be snapped out of, because these bad habits have been formed. In terms of this person, this positive snake energy here is not just, it's the medicinal side of it. So like improving your health and healing, which you are, I think you are healing, and getting this abundance back, not pouring any more into this negative space. Some of you might want to use shamanic journeying to connect with the snake as a totem animal, and then ask it for assistance. Like, see a big snake eating this small vicious snake, and, you know, like light snake energy eats dark snake energy, and I'm feeling that that'd be massively positive for a lot of you. If you haven't done shamanic journeying, some of you may need to like experience it for the first time, is what I'm hearing, and that you might find that you really connect with it. So listen to a shamanic drum beat online and visualize with it. Go and meet a totem animal, go and ask for a shamanic assistance if you're visual, and I think some of you may well be visually very creative, so that's why this energy is coming up for me. So shamanic journeying works really well for people who are very visual. It's very powerful magically, and it will counteract this energy. You'll kind of rise above any residual dark emotions that you have concerning this space or this hook or this law. And I'm feeling like a massive release, like a boom, release energy. If you neutralize this person's negativity, it means neutralizing your own towards them and purging yourself of any residual poison that they've left you feeling or left you with. This has taken a lot to recover for some of you. It's really hit the heart energy here, really hit the heart space than they intended to. Like, there was an intention that, like I say, this person has introduced you to eyes that can see in the dark, and you have endured, and that is immensely inspirational for the people around you who've witnessed this. You're like a beacon of hope. You're like a lighthouse. And even this person is recognizing that they may be able to endure and overcome their own habitual tendencies, because they may very well be very addicted. And then, you know, I'm getting like drug push energy of this, like, as well. This person may be like manipulative and therefore easy to manipulate by other manipulative people, and they need to break free from that. And I'm getting the way that you're turning your back, holding faith in your, I'm hearing conscience. I always hear conscience and ethics with this card, and it's just like, no, I can't be trucking with this energy. That's my feeling, and you're turning your back. And there's massive endurance. You've persevered enormously in this, and you're like a completely different person. I feel like you've changed enormously, but I think you feel a bit stripped bare of the energy that is required for, you know, just really winding down, enjoying yourself. My spa day card here, and also being creative. I think it's had to be put on hold in order to just get through a situation and hold to your belief sets. I'm here, there's the olive behind her, so I'm hearing olive branch as well. So this person might offer you an olive branch. Be very careful. They do not mean this. They're coming back to cause more harm, because they're so bitter, they're so resentful, they're so jealous. Be very wary that you don't accept this. Poisoned apple is what I'm hearing. You can accept and forgive, but you must keep walking away. This person has not learned what it takes to be able to overcome, and you're not really quite out of this like fully yet, because there's such a sea change in energy. So I do feel like this health and self-care card wants to leap over here and be next to the endure, inspire and strength card. So I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, for your own well-being, for your own sense of endurance, for your own sense of self, you need to be looking at, you know, the physical things in your existence that can make you feel good, that can make you feel whole, healthy, balanced, healed. Some of you may have been through or are struggling in an illness space and feeling really lacking energetically. You need to connect with generous energy and gift yourself some downtime. I'm really feeling that you need to work with your own rhythm here. If you are recovering from something, maybe some of you have even actually been bitten by a snake or a spider or something like that, and the body is recovering, you need to do this at your own pace, in your own rhythm. And you need to believe that you can endure whatever illness or whatever issue on a physical level has bitten you or slammed you. Again, like, could be a person, could be a physical issue, could be a toxic substance. There's a number of things that this energy could be, but it dresses itself up as healthy, which should give you a clue. It looks healthy on the outside, it's really not on the inside. This is like eating something that looks really good, it's got 0 nutritional content, or swallowing a story that sounds, you know, plausible but is fantastical. I'm seeing also Adam and Eve and the garden and the snake in the garden. I'm feeling like this is really, you've had to deal with or are dealing with like dark force energy. So protection, please, for you, if that relates. Working with the moon energies, I feel, is very powerful here. So if you don't already, I think maybe you should look at the moon cycles. You've got triple-headed goddess here and the moon behind Ishel here. So I really feel like that rhythmic cycle is very important, and it could really assist you if you know how to work with moon energies. If you don't, please do kind of look into it a little bit. I think it has a tremendous bearing on how you feel health-wise. I'm feeling you need to drink more water, whoever the hell you are. Just drink more water, or, you know, teas, but herbal teas, that sort of thing. Healthy water. It's been very difficult for you to get through this situation. I feel like you're very, very changed on the outside. I feel like it's kind of stripped you bare. She goes from feeling very opulent and creative and exciting in these energies to like a kind of quite an austere, stripped bare feeling of feeling that you have definitely shed a skin. This is good. This is another positive energy of the snake, is to transformation, is the ability to shed. And again, I'm hearing that the antidote and the poison come from the same kind of energetic. So do, if you can, work with snake energy. If you can't stand the concept of snake energy and you've got a phobia or whatever, my guide is saying you can work with dragon energy if that helps. But it has to be able to be an energy that can, you know, eat the dark snake. So I'm seeing a massive white snake eating dark snake, but and converting it energetically into the positive. So this is a bit of a conversion energy from dark, very difficult emotional space, which ran deep, I think, had a massive impact on your health and your self-worth, your value. It could have had an impact on your finances, on your sense of feeling at ease in your own skin, your comfort. And it could have put you in a pit, an emotional, difficult pit, which was like, which you're coming out of. I do feel you're coming out of. Now, this Morgan Le Fay card, this Rhythms card here, always says to me, I can't remember exactly what it says in the book, I think, but it talks about rhythms. It says, you know, are you living your life in accordance with other people's rhythms, or a 9-to-5 rhythm that doesn't suit you? Or, you know, this is the time to say to yourself, what rhythms are mine? What suits me? When does it suit me to eat? When does it suit me to sleep? When does it suit me to go out and have fun? When does it suit me to not speak to anybody? When does it suit me to be social? It's saying, you know, you've got to use your logic and your common sense here about, you know, working with your rhythms. I'm really drawn to this sort of jawbone around her waist for some reason. There's a jawbone tied around her waist, hanging from her belt. It may be that somebody denied you the ability to speak and you feel that it's kind of pointless talking to this person, or that, you know, there's nothing more to say to this in this negative energy. You know what you know, and there's nothing more to say. There's wisdom here in following your own pathway. You may be fixed on hoping for a message or hoping for some kind of news or arrival. I feel like Spirit, part of the news energy here is Spirit is saying, if this is a person that's done this to you, Spirit wants you to know that currently they're being stripped of all of the things that they drained you of. Stripped bare of those things. This is a direct this is directly happening to them, which is why you kind of need to remove your energy from it at this point and neutralize your space so there's no more involvement, and they can really deal with the consequences of their own actions without sort of energetic interference. God, this is esoteric, this one. There's always stack full, all esoteric, slightly odd readings, but fascinating for me. I mean, I love this shamanism stuff. It's right up my alley. So you may be fixed on some kind of arrival, some kind of news. You may be waiting for news that is maybe contractual. I feel like it's really positive if you're waiting for a job, or if you're waiting for deeds to come through, or if you're waiting for a divorce even. I feel like this is en route, it's positive. Just focus on your own rhythm, focus on, you know, your day to day, focus on feeling better, just get through. It may be that you're having to, that you feel like it's delayed, it's really delayed, but that's okay. Just keep focusing on yourself. Do not focus on or fixate on hoping to have an arrival from someone or a message from someone, because it might just come, is what Spirit says. So be very careful at this point what you want to manifest, because I think there's a return energy that can come in rapidly. And if you know your own rhythms and you know what works for you, then this manifestation energy is going to bring real positive arrival or positive news into your space. I'm hearing spring and summer here. So I think, and there's a lightening up of this energy. So it's like you've lost a weight when you've conquered this sort of vice-like toxic space. There is a massive lightening up and an increasing prosperity and creativity and abundance. And I think that if you have felt creatively blocked, if you felt all of these things, it's all to do with this poisonous energy that has completely undermined, that has sought to destroy, that is vicious and strategic. And you need to kind of excommunicate, banish, literally destroy. See this darkness. Don't look at the person or the actual substance or the problem. Look at the entity, the energy of it, and mercilessly destroy it, is what I'm hearing. Like, visualize it being swallowed by light energy or shot down by a light arrow or whatever. But destroy it with love is what I'm hearing. Neutralize. I'm hearing neutralize. And remove your emotional content from that space. Just be like, I'm neutralizing this, the end. Yeah. It's almost like coming from a very rational perspective about, and I'm seeing the sword, about cutting away, cutting free, cutting off, ceasing communication maybe. There's a rhythmic problem with like messaging, if this involves another person or if it involves somebody that is this negative energy. They might message you in like flurries, in rhythms. So you might get loads of messages, then nada, then a message, then nada. But I'm feeling like an out of blue energy, and out of once in a blue moon, out of the blue energy when it comes to this arrival, this news, this particular message. It's like the second you forget about this person, if it is a love interest and you think, you know, I never got to say what I wanted to say, or you never apologized, or all of any of that, I think like one day out of the blue you'll hear what you need to hear. But this will only be if you're following your own rhythm, and it will be completely different. You'll be in a fully expressive space by this time. This will be healed, and until it's healed, this won't arrive, if that's what you're hoping. Other than that, I think for some of you this is like a new love interest or a new work endeavor, or some out of the blue arrival or meeting that will happen in spring and summer that will be immensely positive. It'll feel really warm. It'll feel prosperous, and that you've left all this in the past. So Spirit is saying, keep your chin up. Great things approach. Now is the time to kind of ask what you want to see up ahead. It's like, I feel like this bottle floating into this harbour, and because you've inspired, you've endured, and you've stayed strong, and there's immense patience here for me as well. I've been really patient. You're still having to be really patient. So be gentle with yourself. Don't be austere. Don't be too, don't not give yourself this abundant energy that you need. And you can overcome this vice-like energy. But you need to gift yourself true abundance, like Lakshmi abundance, that is not found in the material realm, but found in the way that you feel about yourself, and the delicious energy that she brings with her. The feeling good in the body, I really feel that it's to do with sexuality, how you feel you look. I'm hearing as well that, you know, a changes. How you want to express yourself may have changed. And now's a good time for like starting out and learning things. New creative endeavors, like broadening the repertoire, is what I'm hearing. All right, well, I really hope that resonated, stack number 4, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share. And thank you so much for your support and your comments, and welcome to my new subscribers. Thanks so much for listening to the end. Bye.